Me in the morning.
Me after 72 beers. Nice stream, bud. 10 out of 10. Before you start with this video, I gotta kind of drop some tires off at 144 Print House. I'm gonna be at the LZ World Tour this weekend, and I need some tires. Baby. Hello. What's up, guys? Have you guys packed it up yet?
Packed what?
The car.
No. Oh, you telling the...
Oh. Can I see it?
You get it. Yeah.
I want to see it so bad. I didn't know it wasn't ready. Oh, yes, sir. All right, guys. So I'm at 144. This is who prints our merch. Also, Nate's a great friend of ours. And I want to show you guys one of the coolest cars I've ever seen. Nate is working with Tire Streets to make the coolest GR86 ever. He's currently on a phone call right now, so he'll talk about this. Guys, this car is stupid cool.
Oh, yeah.
So he's working with Tire Streets to make the new 86 Stroker JZ full race car, and this thing is absolutely mad. I kind of want to be here like when this thing first fires up. So I'll have to pull up whenever you guys get it done, but this thing is absolutely nuts. Oh, I guess the goal for this thing really is like shootouts, that sort of deal.
It's the original idea was to get him back into FD.
Yeah.
But, I think we're just gonna mainly keep this as like what we're doing. LZ events. This was also going to be a clutch kickers car, but obviously clutch kickers isn't a thing anymore. So we'll just do a lot of shootout events, maybe the 50Ks, things like that. But it'll be pretty wicked.
Yeah, dude. Oh, dude, this is awesome. Guys, if I ever win the lottery, I'm not gonna tell anybody, but there will be signs, and it'll look like this. This thing is sick, dude. Nate Hamilton.
What up?
He's also gonna be at Toronto this weekend, but he's gonna be driving his S chassis.
I gotta get my
old school
driver's mind on, dude.
Yeah?
On these phone calls, I'm like, oh yeah, we're going drifting.
Yeah, right, dude. It's from selling shirts to ripping upside skirts. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like, I'm gonna have to take some notes on this car because I'm my S13's. You know, I'm doing Pro-Am build over the season, so I have to take some notes on this baby.
We were talking about getting you in here on the lift, dude.
I know.
And we can go over some stuff with Adrian.
Dude, I'll still come by.
Yeah.
I'll pull up, bro.
You have to.
2024 is gonna be wild. It's time to turn two IS300s into one ultimate sport cross. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it's a little bit worse than I thought, but it's okay because we have a donor car with a bunch of amazing parts. Main thing we're gonna start with is the front clip of this car. I've already pulled and rolled these front fenders and we had them body worked. Might as well just use all of this nice, good stuff. The HKS kit, it works on this except for the rear bumper. So I've got to get a HKS rear made for this. It was a bunch of work to make the IS look as good as it did, but now we're just gonna do it to the Sportcross. First order of business, we got the fendies off. We're getting them off. Don't be scratching them now, dude. You be careful with that paint, bud.
Me in the morning.
Me after 72 beers. Got most of the stuff swapped over right here. This car is a little bit worse than we thought it was. Not gonna lie, it's pretty doo-doo under here. Couldn't see any of this when I was buying it, but it's kind of not great. So the first time Garen had got this on the lift, he's like, hey, it's a little rusty, bro. Me buying JDM cars for however many years I have so far, Surface rust does not scare me at all because it's insanely easy to fix and it doesn't actually affect anything. But there are certain things that you don't like to see rusty. And one of the biggest things was the subframe, and all of the arms were not like super ideal. Obviously fixable, replaceable, but whew, not ideal. Also the gas tank. We're going to end up just ditching this whole gas tank right here. The gas tank was leaking. We found out after I bought the car. He only had it filled up about a quarter or a half when I bought it, so there's no way to really tell. But immediately, pretty much, whenever I filled it up, just right after I bought it, I filled it up, came back in the shop, and there was gas on the ground, and the whole shop just smelled terrible, like fuel. And so this gas tank was obviously a little rusted, but I think it actually had gotten schmacked at some point in time, but you can kind of see right around here. I have some video of it. It's just not great. So we used the gas tank from the red car to put it in this one, and it's actually back in there, yeah? We were gonna do that anyways because it had my fuel pump in there. Like, I was just gonna make it easy and just swap the new tank, but yeah, you guys get it. So using all the nice accessories, anything that's not messed up about this tank, we're gonna continue to use. What I did learn, which was a really interesting thing, but apparently Reddit has a bunch of info on this. Apparently IS300s, depending on where they have been and where they are used, they like to rust out their rocker panels. Really kind of worried me at first, but this is probably the most worrisome part of the car. I have schmacked the hell out of this at this point, so it does look worse than it was. This car has been repainted for sure, and it's got a good amount of rust sort of all over the place. Rocker panels aren't the end of the world to replace, but it's definitely a bit disgusting. And of course, this was the one side I didn't look under, but you can see that it's sort of just completely rusted out and disgusting over here. The good thing is the side skirts will hide it, but we still want to get in there, cut out any rust, and prevent anything else from happening. Another thing that I did was whenever Drew worked here, he told me about this really cool stuff. I don't even know what it's called, but it's like a concrete and rust prepper. Yeah, you can put it on rusty metal or concrete. You spray it on there, and that pretty much destroys the rust, eats it away, and stops it from continuing. As you can see, a lot of this was rusty, but I sprayed it down here. Like, this was all rust. It turns it black, and it like basically primes it. It's ready to go, ready to paint. So I used that and sort of fixed a bunch of like the subframe. The subframe mounts are a little worse for wear still, but better than they were, but no more rusties. I've briefly shown you the subframe. Not incredible for sure, but because this car, like I was saying, is gonna go to a home that, you know, somebody's going to literally have to turn this into a race car because of the wiring stuff. And for the record, I do actually have a couple people lined up to already want to buy the roller. So if you're interested, like, there's like 5 people that are wanting it, but I think it's already probably gonna be sold. Just letting you guys know. The other rocker panel, I want to go over here, is totally fine. It's actually mint. Oh my God, that always scares me every time. Well, actually, I wanted to mention this real quick. I've never seen highlighter on the ground before under a car. And Karen pointed this out. We thought it was the Miata at first, but yeah, I've never seen a car leak Freon before. The car's AC blows insanely cold, like colder than almost any car that I have. They probably just put a bunch of AC Pro in it right before I bought it, or just hooked it up to a machine. But what's funny is he just got a new condenser. He has like receipts and stuff showing me that he got a new condenser and new compressor, but maybe they just didn't hook it up correctly, or if it was an old one or something. But yeah, check it out, boys. That's kind of disgusting. And it's just kind of everywhere. So he kind of just blows out, and that's super good for the environment. EPA, just know, wasn't me. We're gonna fix it, okay? Don't be mad. Not my fault. The exhaust was really bad. The exhaust was really bad. The exhaust was hilarious, right? So we actually, if you notice here, we had to sawzall it off. You might be wondering, Evan, why would you sawzall it off? You should just unbolt it. Well, that would be a feasible option if there were bolts anywhere on the exhaust. Check it out. Look at this welding, dude. Garen, you got to figure out whoever did this and learn a little bit from them, because they did pretty good here. They took they took some fence. Dude, they welded pipe to the cats, dude. So the only bolts on this whole exhaust are the headers. Header all the way back, one piece. It's been kind of funny, honestly. I always like getting new cars, whether they're in like perfect condition or not. You really get a taste of the type of that happens in the world of cars. Like, Who in God's green earth decided that welding it all together in one piece was a solid idea? I don't know. That was super funny. But as you guys can see, like the rest of the car is super solid. I think it just happened to start rusting away a bit over there, and then everything else seems really, really good. So a couple hardware, like, I mean, some of the bolts were just kind of nasty and like it's a little bit rusted and breaking off and stuff, but you know, normal stuff. And also, for some reason, this door is a tad bit rusted right here. So we're gonna actually just end up using the doors, front fenders and everything, because I body worked those fenders on this car to fit this whole suspension setup. So I'm just gonna use that anyways. I'm just gonna use my red doors, because why not? So the only thing that I haven't really looked at this point is the inside of the fenders. I need to pull the rears a good amount. It doesn't look like this side is bad at all. This side, I don't know how one side can be more rustier than the other. I live in Texas, so I don't know how this stuff works, but there's a couple paint bubbles every now and then you can kind of see, like, yeah, right here. So I'm interested to see what happens. I'm gonna shave that down.
We're just seeing the surface.
But also, like, yeah, like when I start cracking this, if I start bending this, cracking it, like how much rust am I gonna find? Oh, I forgot to mention the hood. There's no thingy.
What thingy?
Thingy, the plastic piece to hold the prop is not there anymore. So he used this little wire. I don't know. This car is interesting through and through, and I'm curious to know if the engine itself is going to be solid. We have receipts on it. Apparently, it's a low mileage JDM GE. The hardware is not bad in here. The wiring looks perfect. It doesn't look like it was ever modified or tampered with. I definitely need to do a little bit of love, have a little bit of love here, and do some repainting. Brake booster's probably gonna have to get changed out. I'm gonna do the new headlights from the red one because they're special edition. The rear subframe is gonna go in one piece, just like it was before. I've got the BRZ limited slip diff. I'm not sure how soon I want to trans swap it or what I want to trans swap it with. I'm gonna be honest, we're about to start a giveaway, and depending on how, I'm just gonna be real with you guys, depending on how the giveaway does and how merch sales do is gonna kind of depend on what transmission I want to do in this. Might do an R154 because that would be cool, but if we don't have the budget for that, I am gonna be building a pro car for next season, which we'll talk about that here in a little bit. And I still want to do a lot more to this E46. This is such an awesome car, and I guess I have a bit of an update for you guys on this. There's some videos that you guys have not seen yet on this. Check out this steering wheel that I've got right here. So good, from Ask Carbon. We're gonna have some mint wagons, boys. IS300 E46. I love this car. This E46 is so nice, dude. This is genuinely like one of the coolest cars I think I've ever built. Good cars, good updates. I wanted to update you guys before I head off to Toronto. So today's Wednesday that you guys are watching this. I will be there Thursday night. Don't know of any pop-up meets or anything, so I would just advise that you watch my Instagram stories. My Instagram is Shanks. Watch my Instagram stories if you want. I'm gonna be renting a car up there, and I'm super stoked about that. It's gonna be a G35 on FTFs. He's been working real hard. Jake's been working real hard to get it ready for me, and I'll make a video up there. And my daily advice for you guys today is, just like these cars, you're never too far gone to be loved again. It doesn't matter your past. It doesn't matter who you were. You're never too far gone to receive grace, to be loved again. And just because you got a rusty bottom doesn't mean you're not still worth it, and you shouldn't stick around to see how beautiful your life can't turn around to be. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in Toronto. I got one more video for you guys, of course, but I'll be there tomorrow. So I'll be making some videos over the weekend, and I guess enjoy. Love you all. See you next video. Peace.